Yeah. We really boxing. Who wanted the battle? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, shit, they alright, but we a little rougher. Stepping for the title and facial rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets, shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. All you said is smoking some beef, I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy BBL Boxing. It's your boy D3, aka the Oscar De La Hoya hater, aka I Hate Ring Magazine. What's going on with you, my brother?
Ain't nothing, man. Ain't nothing. Just sitting here looking at these Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney videos from earlier. Seeing the heated talk that they had last night on Twitter.
You know, and you know what? That kind of surprised me, man, that they was talking to each other that way, man. What about you, man?
I mean, yeah, it was kind of surprising, but at the same token, what was more surprising was the fact that Shakur was going at Devin Haney when the WBC just ordered him to fight Frank Martin. If anybody he's gonna go at, he should be going at Frank Martin.
Well, you know, the funny thing was when I heard, I can't remember who said this, but one of them said, "Don't let me see you in these streets." I'm like, what?
Yeah, that Shakur told Devin, "Don't let me see you in the streets without your security" or something like that.
So what? Sugar Shakur want to lose his life?
I don't know. I thought it was supposed to be boxing. I don't know, man. I thought it was supposed to be boxing. Now all of a sudden everybody want to be gangster. I don't know.
I'm saying, don't let me see you in the street.
I don't understand it. What's going on, guys? Though appreciate you coming through, man.
Salute to you, my brother. Hey, the funny thing about it is, well, now we know what happened to Takeoff. Shout out to my boy Sugar Shakur. Hey, if we didn't know, now we know what happened to my brother Takeoff.
Well,
but on a serious note, man, we got a bunch to talk about today. So what you think about, man? Salute to my man Case Boy, man. He said D3.
What's going on, Case Boy?
What's going on, man? Hey, that boy Derek Carr might be nice for y'all, man. Better get ready. Y'all might actually win a game. One game. Y'all might win one game. Salute to you, bro. Hey, what you think about Boo Boo Android calling the Mexican Monster out? You think he gonna answer the call?
Yeah, they supposed to be fighting. I think they're supposed to be fighting in October. I think it's going to be a good fight. I didn't like Boo Boo's performance. His first fight at 168. He had I chopped it up to the fact that he had some ring rust. He ain't been in the ring, I think, in like almost 2 years. So I chopped it up to that. But the thing is, if Boo Boo, if the fight is to come to pass and Boo Boo can fight like he was fighting when he was at 54 or when he was at 160, he's gonna create some problems for David Benavidez. David Benavidez don't like fighting. He didn't look good fighting against boxers. I ain't gonna say he don't like fighting boxers. He don't look good fighting against boxers. I don't know if Boo Boo can fight that style anymore because Boo Boo is older now, and he put on an extra 8 pounds. So I don't know if he's going to be able to fight like that. The thing is with Boo Boo, he has an awkward style, so you can't really train for it because he doesn't have a style that nobody can mimic. So I mean,
Right.
it's gonna be an interesting fight. I think I'm a favorite David Benavidez, but I wouldn't be surprised if Boo Boo win.
Hey, I'll tell you this, man. I think it's gonna be a great fight. Salute to my brother, man, Southwest T, Skinny Hardaway. But I'll say this, man. I think when we talk about Boo Boo Andre, he's one of the most talented guys in boxing. The key will be, has he lost some, pause since he's been out of the ring? Because, even against Luke Keeler and, all these other like bombs he didn't fought, I can say that, you can see the talent when it comes to Boo Boo Andre. Boo Boo Andre is a very, very slick, tall, like he's about 6 foot tall southpaw, man. He's really talented, man. He moves around the ring really well, great ring generalship, and he's really good at training from offense to defense. The only thing about Boo Boo I don't like is his gas tank. He's always willing to take the speed off the gas when he feel like he's ahead. That's the biggest issue with him. But other than that, I totally agree with you. And I see him stopping the Mexican Monster, man. I see him stopping Dave. Because unlike Caleb Plant, I think Boo Boo has the power to do just that. And I think he's gonna get in there, outboxing, come to 9th, 10th round. That's when, if you think about the 7th, 8th round, that's when Caleb Plant kind of, slowed down. I think that's when Boo Boo turned the heat up and get David out of there, because David I'm telling you, man, he's a hot job, man. If you think about David Benavidez, when he fought Andre Dirrell was whooping his head till he got cut. And once he got cut, am I wrong, D Free? That's when the Mexican Monster came on strong. Was once he got cut. But that's just me. But saying that, man, let me read a couple of these chats real quick, my man. Good guy stuff. So I got the notification. Just pulled up, hit the like button. Salute to you, my brother. Speak to my brother AB in the chat. But let me ask you this. So thinking about David Benavidez, man, what happens next if he doesn't fight Boo Boo? Because he got that coward streak to him. He kind of showed us he's a little bit of a coward. Is he really going to not fight Boo Boo? And he already ran from David Morrell. David Morrell kind of did him like Debo, chased him home. He went in the house. He didn't want to come out the house. So what happens if he turns that fight down too?
I don't think he had no choice. I think right now, because he wanted Canelo. He's looking for his excuse. The reason why he hasn't fought Morrell is he's looking for a big fight. And what's going on, T? Right now, Boo Boo is the biggest name that he can get right now. So if he doesn't take that fight, there's nowhere for him to go. The only other place he can go is David Morrell. Is no other place for him to go. He's not going to get a big fight with nobody else. So Boo Boo is the biggest name that's free right now for him to fight. So I mean, his best bet is to fight Boo Boo. And I mean, like I said, Boo Boo didn't look good at his first fight at 168, but like I said, it has something to do with the fact that he's been out of the ring for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Boo Boo is going to stop David Benavidez.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Boo Boo win. I don't think Boo Boo possess the discipline and the grit to stop David Benavidez, because the thing about David Benavidez is, although he doesn't move his head, he don't have great defense, David Benavidez keeps coming. And I think that's going to wear Boo Boo down a little bit because of the constant punches that David Benavidez is going to throw at him, and he's going to keep coming. So Boo Boo's going to have to keep moving, have to keep resetting because of all of the combination that David Benavidez likes to throw. So I mean, it's going to be an uphill battle, but if he does what you say he does, what you say he's going to do, it would definitely be a big upset, because I believe, well, I know, I ain't gonna say I believe, I know going into this fight, David Benavidez is going to be the favorite.
It's funny, y'all. That's the thing I love about D Free, man. This is a smart guy, but even when we agree, he make you say, "What is this boy talking about, man? What the F is he talking about, man?"
You don't know shit about boxing. You don't know shit.
Like, he just whenever D Free really get to talking, he just realize, kid, man, he's a smart guy, but man, he can't even see the forest for the trees, man. At the end of the day, we talking about talent. It's not even close. Talent-wise, and you know it's not close. Demetrius Andre has a problem of getting his own way. He get an opportunity like this, he gonna look like a monster, man. It's gonna be one of those fights where you're gonna say, where the F was Boo Boo all these years, man? Where has he been?
I mean,
Because he is going to go in there, he's gonna go in there dedicated and really remember, he's really a light heavyweight. He really can go up to light heavyweight if he wanted to. So he's gonna be probably the bigger man. I'm talking about size-wise, pause. He's gonna go in there and far, and like you said, his head be on the line, man. If you get anybody with a pulse who know how to punch, Davis getting out of there. At the end of the day, that's the main thing. Like, I don't understand why Canelo won't fight him and steal that easy money, because truth be told, man, all he do is stand in the middle of the ring, keep coming, and get beat up. That's what he's known for, getting beat up. And just so happened one day Mike Tyson was high on mushrooms and named him the Mexican Monster. But other than that, man, that kid is really a hype job, bro. You know, me and you both seen the fight with him and Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant was supposed to win that fight, but just like he did with Canelo, he forgot to put some gas in the car before he left. And that's just what happens, man. But I'm just shocked at you. I'm gonna read a couple of these real quick. So to my man Josh Sanders, man, what's going on with you, brother? My man Case the Boy said, I like Boo Boo, but David going to beat his tail. I don't think so. He said, hold on. Only thing concerns me is when David hit Boo Boo, she ain't clean. What's good, Cat? Hey, but I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna ask you a serious question, B Free. When have we ever seen Boo Boo get hit flush? When? I've never seen him get hit flush. Have you ever seen him take any real?
He got hit flush in his last fight against Nichols.
You talking about that? You talking about that left hook? That left hook that guy?
Yeah, he got hit flush there. Now, DeMar Nichols, he doesn't have great power like that. He doesn't have great power, so I don't think it was nothing Boo Boo had to worry about. But I mean, he got hit and flush. It's like I said, I understand what we going by what we saw from Boo Boo at 160 and 154, but like I said, you got to remember that's a long time ago, because he's at 168 now, and the fight that he had with DeMar Nichols, that was last year, and then I mean, so you talking about a year ago that he had that fight, and then prior to that, it was like almost 2 years before he had that fight. So I mean, it's a lot of ring rust in between there. And I'm not saying that that David Benavidez is just going to go in there and beat Boo Boo up. I don't think he's going to go in there and just beat him up. I just think with the constant pressure that David Benavidez put on his opponents, we've seen it with Caleb Plant. Now the difference between Caleb Plant and Boo Boo is I don't think Boo Boo has a faulty gas tank like Caleb Plant. But at the same token, it's pressure that you have to worry about. It drains you. It drains you mentally and it drains you physically when you hitting the guy and the guy just keep coming. So I mean, if he's able to hit Demetrius and hurt him, I mean Benavidez and hurt him, then that's another thing. I don't know if Boo Boo's going to be able to hurt him. Now he has the power to hurt him. From what I've seen at 60 and 54, I don't know if it's going to translate at 68, because when he was in there with DeMar Nicholson said Boo Boo don't hit hard. He came on the show the next day. T called him up. He came up on my show the next day, and we did an interview with him. He was like, "Nah," he said he don't hit hard. So I don't know if his power translates to 68. He might be able to outbox him, but I don't know if he's going to have that power. So only the fighter's going to know when the fight happens.
Well, I'll say this, man. I'll say this. Whenever my brother D Free talking like this, I got
to stop. Y'all keep talking. Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up. Huh? You have to.
I had to get Uncle Greg on you, man. You just talking so wild, bro. But what I said all to say this. When you look at Boo Boo, right? I think you underestimating the hunger of this guy. This kid has made bad decision after bad decision. Finally got his stuff together. Finally understand that, hey, I think he's 34 years old. Time is of the essence. So when you're talking about a guy like David Benavidez, he is just a big guy, pause, and he can't punch either. At the end of the day, man, those free punches that he had on Caleb Plant, he couldn't stop him. Don't get me wrong, Kenny Bayless had a lot to do with that. But what I'm saying is the kid is really accumulation puncher. He's not no, I'm going to go in there and hurt you type of guy. He's not no Errol Spence Mexican fighter. He's not no Oscar De La Hoya Mexican fighter. He's not even a Teofimo Lopez type of Mexican fighter. At the end of the day, man, he really, like I told you, he's a hype job. One day, Mike Tyson got high on some mushrooms and weed and gave him a cool name. Because you get that kid in there with a guy like Morrell. Let me ask you this. What fighter will let somebody talk to him the way Morrell talked to him? Morrell's trying to take the shoes off.
You ain't got no argument with me because I got Morrell over everybody at 168. I don't see nobody beating Morrell at 168. So I ain't gonna argue that at all.
I would counter that. Only person I think that might beat Morrell, and he's new to the division, and that's Jermell. Because I don't think nobody else can match David Morrell's boxing like a Charlo could. That's the thing about Morrell. Morrell beat the life out of you, but he set it up. He don't just start beating you to crumbs right away. He kind of set it up real slow.
No.
So I just think Jermell would stop David Morrell. That's just me.
No. But, hell no. And I like Jermell. He has nothing coming with David Morrell. Nothing at all. Nothing.
You honestly believe that, D Free?
Yes. There's nobody at 168 beating Morrell. The only person that's beating Morrell at 168 is Morrell. That's the only person that's beating him at 168. Nobody on any 160 pound and for C future, there's nobody beating Morrell at 168.
Who will beat Morrell that you ain't even think about? You know who's gonna beat Morrell? You know who's gonna beat Morrell you ain't even think about?
Who?
Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields always finds a way to slow his fighters down. And if you ask me, he's holding David back. I don't know if you realize that.
I don't even think Ronnie Shields, because when Morrell go out there and fight, he freestyle. He don't be listening to shit Ronnie Shields got to say. He like, man, I see what the fuck I'm doing. I ain't gotta listen to you. When the fight gets tight, then I listen to you. But right now, I'm beating the shit out of these dudes. I ain't gotta listen. Ronnie Shields, when he go back to the corner, he like, how you feel? Everything good? Is he look like he getting weak? All right, go ahead, finish doing what you're doing.
I gotta give you that. I give you that, bro. I give you that. He do that. Hey, I never seen Ronnie do that to the Charlos, but he did that with David. He just said, "You good? You all right?"
Right. He don't tell Morrell nothing. Morrell, he like, yeah, you got it. You got it.
You got it. Well, he was beating that dude Hapu from the centers up real bad like that. That's exactly what he said. That exact stuff he just said. Read a couple of his comments. Case of Boy said, well, I'm pulling for Boo Boo to chop that Mexican down. And Case of Boy don't like the Mexican fighters, man.
No, I don't like the fact because he's ducking Morrell. You wanted to smoke with Jermell, you wanted to smoke with Caleb Plant. Now Morrell calling you out. It's like you don't even know who he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's a coward, bro. I'll say it. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do, man? Because my brother D Free won't say it, I'm snatching the chain because he won't say it, man. The dude's a coward, man. I gotta snatch your chain if you're not saying that, man. He's a coward, bro. That's what it is. He said, hold on one second. He said, me too. But David in them late rounds, though, shaking my head, he said, yeah, I'm pulling for him, but David gonna win. My man Jay Gibson, what's up with you, brother? He said, salute to you,
Jay Gibson.
He said, Case of Boy said, yes, it's been a while. Josh said, say it again, Free LOL. He said, yeah, but the accumulation is the problem. Yo, what's good to my man Tommy from the Bronx, Mr. Chop Cheese himself, my man Tommy. Hey, but I say this. I think with David, man, him being just such a coward, man, we gotta call what we see, bro. Because one of my favorite fighters of all time, Oscar would never let nobody talk to him like that. Never. Oscar didn't have to fight Tito, man. Oscar didn't have to fight Tito. He chose to. He didn't have to fight Floyd. He chose to. So when I hear him say Mexican monster, it's a total disgrace to that name. And he just really, at the end of the day, bro, I'm telling you, man, David Morrell's David Benavidez is a clown, man. I think Morrell said something about taking his shoes off his feet. Come on, D3. If a man told you that, now they might get hurt. The brother
I
said,
mean,
I'll take the shoes off your
I mean,
feet, man.
up until Morrell came on the scene, he was looked at as the Mexican monster. Canelo ducked him. A lot of people say Jermell ducked, but I don't say Jermell ducked him because Jermell wasn't in the weight class. You can't duck somebody if you're not in the weight class.
Mhm.
But I mean, it was a lot of people that was avoiding the fight David Benavidez at one point. So he was looked at as a Mexican monster. But I mean, I know what's going to happen. He get in there with Morrell. I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, he gonna get took apart. I'll say this though. I gotta ask you a serious question about this. Now, when is Big Baby Anderson gonna fight somebody with a pulse? When is that gonna happen, DP? I mean, we supposed to cover that. My bad. I was out there in Amish country, couldn't get no service. But I want to know, man, when does this dude want to fight somebody, D3? When?
When he leave Top Rank.
I mean, he went in there with this guy, man. Was that guy like the bouncer or somebody? I mean, he beat the life out of that dude.
I mean, that's what Top Rank do. They I told you they put on showcase fights. They don't put their prospects in there with fighters that's going to challenge them. They put them in there to make them look good and they get a little bit of experience and a little bit of exposure. That's all they do.
So let me ask you this: so, do you blame Big Baby for this crap, or what you think it is?
I don't blame Big Baby because he's the fighter. All he can do is go in there and fight because, like I said all the time, when these fighters sign to a promotional company, you work for the promotional company. You could say the fighter is the boss, and the promotional company supposed to work for them. It's not that way when you sign a contract to the promotional company. So, I don't put it all on Big Baby. I put a little bit on him because he signed to that promotional company. It's not like you didn't know what Top Rank was before you signed with him. You watch boxing. I'm assuming that he watched boxing damn near his whole life. So you know what the fuck Top Rank was.
Hey, D3, that's the thing that get me. And you can tell me if I'm wrong for saying it. Why are the crocodile tears about you wanting to be great, and then you ain't got the nuts to do it? That's the part that makes me sick about these new fighters, man. They get in there, they cry like newborns. They say, "Oh, I didn't want this. I didn't want this." Blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, man, if Big Baby would shut up, take a little bit less, I'm sure he could get one of them big fights, bro. He can get one of them big fights, man. Big Baby Anderson is he's terrific.
I don't even think it's the money situation because right now Big Baby doesn't demand big money because he's not that type of fighter to demand big money from anybody. Because
But why did Big Baby fight Joshua? I mean, if they need an early replacement, why wouldn't Big Baby go get Joshua?
It's not always on Big Baby to like when you're talking about somebody like Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Usyk. Those are the A side. Those are the top level A sides. Those guys got to make that call. He can't make that call. He can call them out, but they got to make that call. He can't send no contract to them.
Come on. That's not true, D3. I'm gonna tell you why that's not true. Because nobody wanted Bob Arum did not want to work with Don King on that Tito fight. But Oscar said, "Shut up, I'm fighting Tito next." So what you're saying makes no sense, bro. Because like I know, fighters command who they want to fight. I understand.
You talking about Don King, somebody that put Bob on.
Right.
And now you talking about Don King, somebody that Bob looked up to, and you talking about Al Heyman, somebody that Bob despised.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That's it. That's you know what. One day, man, we gotta unpack this, man, because I know you know a lot about this. I don't know where the heck this animosity for the great Cleveland legend Al Heyman come from, but you know that's the thing I understand, man. It's just how they do it, man. When you from Ohio, man, they always try to play you, man.
What I'd say is this, murder. It's us Ohio boys. You know how we get, you know how us Ohio niggas get out, nigga. Ohio nigga, double O. What's up, yo?
Yeah.
Columbus, Akron, Cleveland, Springfield, Dayton, Youngstown. What's up, y'all? Cincinnati too. I forget about you. You know I love y'all niggas.
Hey, but You know I gotta
You
show
talking?
love.
You say you don't know where the animosity come from Bob and Al Heyman?
Yeah, I don't understand where that's coming from.
Well, a lot of that came from Floyd Mayweather. When Floyd left, he teamed up with Al Heyman. But also Al Heyman was getting a lot of those top fighters, and they claimed that they was overpaying the fighters because they was putting the fighters on and letting the fighters go out there and sell the fight, and they was taking a small upfront fee and getting all the money on the back end. So that's what was in the lawsuit when it was Al Heyman, Top Rank, DeJohn, and Golden Boy. They was trying to sue Al Heyman because they were saying he was overpaying the fighters. So that's where a lot of that stuff came from because Al Heyman. I mean, if you look at it, Al Heyman has majority of the popular fighters. I mean, he just signed Canelo. He just signed Bud. He has majority of the popular fighters. Now there's still some on Top Rank. There's a few on Golden Boy, but majority of the popular fighters are on PBC.
That's a good point. Salute to my brother K Savoy. He said, BBO, I don't like Mexican or white boxers. One of my favorite white boxers, I wish he had more power, is the great Hall of Famer Carl Froch. If Carl Froch would have had more power, I'm telling y'all, he would have stopped Andre Ward. But that's an old conversation. I ain't gonna get into that. Salute to my man. Tommy said Top Rank. Coach Joe said, you guys, BBO still the man. Salute to my brother, Coach Joe. What do you say? BBO, that's the first thing I agree with you on. David a coward. Hold on one second. He said, hold on one second. Thomas was real quick to jump. He said, Big Baby versus Effin next. Big Baby versus Effin Ajagba is a waste of time. He's going to beat the life out of Ajagba. Ajagba got beat to death by Frank Sanchez. And I don't think nobody would say Frank Sanchez is no world beater. Frank Sanchez went in there, and I mean, was in there trying stuff on Ajagba, bro. So a guy like Big Baby Anderson with all that skill and will, he gonna get in there and hurt that dude, bro.
But at the same token, their popularity level is about the same, and because F.A. Jabba, I mean, they pushing him to be a next great heavyweight as well. So that would be a good fight for Big Baby. Now, I would lean towards Big Baby in that fight, but I mean, Big Baby got to clean up on his defense because he get hit just a little bit too much for my liking, especially in the heavyweight division. F.A. Ajagba, he can punch. Now he doesn't have great boxing ability, but he can punch. And if he land one of those big shots on Big Baby, we've seen Big Baby get rocked before. So I don't know.
That, you know what? Hey, that's a great point, man. I got to give it to you, bro. Pause. That's a great point you just made right there. He said, my man Josh said, they won't do it, K. He said, D3 and panel salute my man Ray Buck. What's up with you, brother?
What's going on, Ray Buck?
To the chat. My man Josh said, BBO, you got to be lying from the pit of hell on that he ain't stopping no Andre Ward ever.
What's going on, Crush?
Hey, salute to my brother Crush, the legend, a.k.a. Scared, a.k.a. Won't Stop Ducking BBO. That's my brother right there, man. Hey, you know what's so funny, man? I feel like I'm David Morrell and Crush is David Benavidez, man. He's scared of me, man.
Oh,
like, you know, I'm gonna take it back to y'all. If we was on lockdown, bro, I guarantee you I would have Crush's lockbox. I'm letting any of y'all know what I'm talking about. I would have Crush's lockbox. He's that scared of me, man. All his canteen would all be locked. It's just that simple, bro. Everything.
Oh no, I think y'all two more like T.O. versus Tank. I think Crush is more like Tank and you more like T.O.
Oh yeah, I'm a stop Tank. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm a stop Tank. You're right about that. Hey, but you know what's so funny, man? Whenever my brother D3 get talking like that, man, this is what I just try to say.
I don't hate the kid.
You don't.
I don't hate the kid, but I just like to put him in the hospital, though. I like to send his ass to the damn ambulance.
Hey, man. Hey, and this is what I try to tell. This is what I'm trying to tell D3 all the time.
Fuck Fred, fuck Howard, and fuck all of them.
What about Robin? She's hot, right?
Robin?
Yeah.
Who cares about that bitch?
What about Benji?
Hey, Hold on, salute to my brother. What do you say? Crush. Salute Ray Bodo. 1 second. Oh yeah. Hey, but our next subject, man, and you went right into it. That was a great way to go on to our next subject. So, what you think about Tank Davis and his Tio fight? Floyd Mayweather say he wants some Tio versus Tank. What do you think about that fight? What round does Tio stop Tank in, man?
It ain't
And
happening.
how many fanboys are gonna be crying those tears like they did, man, when Errol got beat? How many people gonna be crying?
Tio's about to fight Alberto Puto.
Yeah, right now I'm talking about down the line.
Tio's not getting in the ring with no fucking Tank Davis. He had all the opportunity before. That man left.
When you have opportunity, here you go with the
I'm gonna put it this way. If Tio wanted to fight Tank Davis, when did Tio call out Tank Davis?
He's a champion. He's been a champion his whole career. When champions call people out.
When did he call out Tank Davis?
He's a 2-time lineal champion. He don't have to call nobody out.
When did he call out Tank Davis?
He don't have to call nobody out. He said he want to fight him. He said he want to fight him.
He called out Devin Haney.
Devin Haney's easy work. Devin Haney getting beat to death easy. He necessarily Tank is a challenge. I'm giving you that. Tank is gonna be Tio's toughest fight. And that's with Lomachenko.
I hear nothing but excuses.
Oh, here we go.
Nothing but excuses. He has never called out Tank Davis. He don't want that problem with Tank Davis. He don't want that problem.
Let me recover these comments real quick. So my man Crush said, I'm going to get stretched like the cleaners. You definitely going to get stretched, pause. Because at the end of the day, Crush, it's going to be a beating, man. If you ever had enough to step to me in a debate, man, I have my brother. I'm going to put like this. I'm going to say that right now. I'm going to have D3 be a judge. I'm going to have my man Skinny Hardaway be a judge. And we're going to do it right here on BBO and right here on D3. We're going to do it on the Roll the Punches podcast. We're going to take a day out. If you got the heart, the debate. You can pick the debate. We can debate careers, whatever you want. I know you're scared of me, man. You don't want it. But keep going. My brother Southwest, she said he started laughing.
What's going on, Southwest?
What do you say? I hear all I hear is tap dancing. At the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day, y'all talk about Tio. Tio got a way better resume than Tank Davis, bro. Am I wrong about that, D3? I know you ain't gonna sit here and tell me no stories, man. Who got the better resume, D3?
He got 2 fighters on his resume. He got 2.
Come on.
All he got is 2. What are you talking about? Come on, all he got is 2. What are you talking about? All he got is 2.
He beat the guy that beat Mikey Garcia, the 4 division champion.
He ain't nobody. You act like he's somebody. I said he got 2 people on his resume. I mean, truth be told, Tank only got 2 people on his resume.
Tank only got 1 person on his resume, and that's Leo Santa Cruz.
He also got Pedraza. The one he won the belt for, the first time he went for his belt. He got 2 people on his resume.
I'll give you that.
He got 2. Tank got 2. He got 2. Now his Tio's 2. Some people can argue that it's better. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to argue a 4 division champion, but some people say that Tio's is better. Some people say Tank's is better. So it all depends on how you look at it.
No, nobody with a brain would say that Tank Davis got a better resume than the great Teofimo Lopez, bro. Nobody would say
that's all subjective, because it all depends on how you look at these fighters. Some people might look at these fighters as better fighters. Some people might look at Tio fighters as better fighters. It's all subjective. It's not a guarantee who's a better fighter unless those fighters fight each other. It's not a guarantee who's better. Because people say Loma is a better fighter. Okay, but Loma also took 3 losses. So Tank Davis fought only 1 person that had 1 loss.
Can I ask you a question? Did Muhammad Ali not lose 5 times?
I didn't say nothing about Muhammad Ali. I'm talking
about
Tio.
You talking about Loma? You talking about Loma losing? You talking about Loma losing 3 times?
I'm talking about Loma, and I'm talking about Loma and Leo Santa Cruz. I ain't talking about Muhammad Ali, because ain't none of them fight the greatest of all times.
And Muhammad Ali's not the greatest of all times. at all, and you know he's not.
And a lot of people's
He's not
mind,
better than Cigarette Robinson, man. He's not better than Cigarette Robinson. You know that.
that's your opinion. Your opinion is your opinion.
Hey,
I'm not arguing nobody's opinion. Some people believe that Muhammad Ali. Some people believe Sugar Ray Robinson. Some people believe that Sam Lamford. Is your opinion is your opinion. I'm not gonna argue.
I'm gonna say this. Everybody, please don't moonlight, man. Smash the like button, man. Let everybody know that the Rolling with the Podcast, the Rolling with the Punches podcast is doing something, man. Smash the like button for your boys. What do you say? BDO, you better stick. We're going after A1. You barking up the wrong tree. Wrong freaking tree with Crush. You know what? I want you to stop stick riding like that, man. You should be a cowboy. You ride him like a rodeo, man. My God. That's sick what you're doing, Casey. You ride him like a rodeo, man. I almost gotta say pause to that comment, bro. You said I'm barking up the wrong tree. Shit. Hold on one second. I lost my thing. He said, hold on one second. He said, BBO, all we know. Hold on one second. Hold on. Sorry, man. I messed up the thing. Oh, he said, laugh my butt off. This gonna be a Comedy Central TYT style, laugh my butt off. He said, I'll be trying to warn you, we don't need a judge, but you need a you need a hearse. At the end of the day, I don't know if you ever seen this interview, D3. One time, the great Joe Louis was talking to Muhammad Ali, and he said, "You know what I used to do, Muhammad? I used to go on a Bum of the Month tour. Right now, I'm going on a Bum of the Month tour. I'm calling out Crush, the fake legend, to a debate. I got the stage set. If you got the nuts, man, step up and debate me, bro. I know you don't have it, so it don't matter. But let's go on." He said, "No, okay, don't save him. He asking for it. He should receive." He said, "BBO, you know." All we know is that that's your favorite fighter, Tio Baby Lopez. Tio is not my favorite fighter. That's hey, D3. Me and you talk, bro. And Tio my favorite fighter, man. You gonna keep it real. I know you gonna keep it real.
No, if I'm gonna tell you like this. If he's not your favorite fighter, it's hard to argue that he's not. Because you always go in the back for Tio.
Oh, here we go. No.
I'm just saying, you always go to bat for Tio. You don't look at nothing Tio do wrong. You don't mention nothing that he did wrong.
I called him out for not fighting Devin Haney. I called him out for that.
But you said Devin Haney ducked Tio. So how?
No, I said Devin Haney. I said Devin Haney priced himself out.
You said so. How is he practicing? How are you going at Tio for not fighting Devin Haney? But you said Devin Haney priced himself out, even though we know that's a lie. But
because at the end of the day, Tio should have just said, "I don't care, take the money, I want the fight," because he stops Devin.
My whole thing is, you keep saying Devin priced himself out. Devin never gave a price. Tio's the only one that gave a price. Devin never say this is how much I want to fight Tio. Tio was that. Tio said, I want $10 million to fight Devin Haney.
I wasn't there, so I can't tell you right or wrong. He said, what do you say? Tank kind of does. Salute to my brother Juan, one of my favorite people, man. Salute to my man Juan. He said, but I'm going to leave that there. He said, man, facts. Hey, you right. It's facts that I'm stopping Crush in the debate. He's right about that.
No, he said you Tio's uncle.
Oh, here we go.
That's what Juan said right in the chat. He said you Tio's uncle.
Oh, here we go. Because I give props to a former undisputed 2-time lineal champion. Now all of a sudden I'm doing something.
Man was never undisputed.
Okay, here we go with this cap again. My man Thomas said BBO he be reaching. At the end of the time, you know what I want you to do, man? Go get me a chopped cheese, man. He said, so what? Everybody losing fights. Hey, D3 is one of those guys. If a guy loses a fight, he throwing them in the trash. People lose fights, D3. I keep trying to tell D3 that.
Who I throwing in the trash? Who I throwing in the trash?
Man, I heard you say a word about Earl since he got beat to death. I haven't heard you say nothing about it.
Why would I be talking about Earl? Earl's not making a fight right now. Earl is promoting his fighter to fight Shakur. Why would I be talking about Earl? When their fight come up, then I'll talk about it. There's no need for me to talk about Earl. Earl ain't doing anything.
Okay, I'll leave it at that. He said he just put T.O. and Ali in the same sentence. No, I did not, Josh. I did not put T.O. and Ali because there's no comparison because Ali is probably the second greatest fighter of all time. Maybe the third behind Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't necessarily put Sam Lanford up there, but you could put him up there. But Ali's one of the best. And Ali always said that Sugar Ray Robinson is the best guy under heavyweight. So at the end of the day, Sugar Ray Robinson went from lightweight all the way up to middleweight, man. So I got to give him his props. He said, hold on one second. Oh, he said BBO is T.O.'s uncle. Oh, nah, I see that. Hey, that's a crazy thing to say, Juan. You know what I got to do, Juan? For you saying that cat, brother, that's what I got to do, man. I got to snatch your chain, bro. That was wild, bro. Nobody would agree with that. But to our next subject, man, he said, BBO, don't be slandering the greatest of all time. Shoot to my brother Skywalker, man.
What's going on, Skywalker?
What do you say? BBO, you darn sure do. You be dick riding. Pause, brother. Please put a pause. Please put your language up in the chat, man. That's sick, bro. I didn't say nothing about you being a flat out rodeo guy when it comes to Crush, man. So when I stop Crush, then what? You gonna give me my credit then when I stop Crush? That's my only question for you, man. So when I do stop Crush, do I get my credit then? What you think? Well, let me ask you an even more important question, D Free. So going forward in this fight, man, what do you expect? What do you expect from the Canelo Charlo one? You expect them guys to actually fight somebody at 168, or do what Canelo's been doing, reaching down, bringing people up, and not fight the true 168 pounders? What do you think?
I don't know what Canelo's going to do because nobody knows what Canelo's going to do. But Jermell never ducked anybody, so right. I think Jermell will fight anybody at 168. But I don't know what Canelo going to
do. Hey, well, that being said, what do you think about that Mendoza versus what is that guy's name, man? The Dominican guy. You know what I'm talking about at 154?
Brian Mendoza versus dang, we were just talking about it the other day. Brian Mendoza versus
the dude that just beat the guy that just beat Jimmy real bad.
I cannot think of his name right now. We were just talking about that shit the other day. I can't even think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I think Brian Mendoza is going to get stopped. I think he's going to get stopped. Now, what I will say about Brian Mendoza, he has been stringing along a lot of upsets. I think the last two or three fights was some upset fight. Tim Tszyu, that's who he's fighting.
Tim Tszyu. Yep, Tim Tszyu, the Aussie.
But I think Tim Tszyu is going to stop Brian Mendoza. Because truth be told, Brian Mendoza was losing against Fendora. He was losing. He was getting his ass whooped against Fendora, and then he caught Fendora with a lucky shot, and Fendora couldn't recover. But I think he's going to get stopped against Tim Tszyu.
Yeah. Shoot to my brother Juan. He said the Ramos versus Lubin fight is going to be dope. I think Ramos stops Lubin, man. What you think?
Yeah. Lubin. I think they pretty much is off the Lubin bandwagon because he took a bad loss to Jermell, and then he turned around and took another bad loss to Fendora. I think they pretty much off the bandwagon of Lubin. So it looked like they pretty much throwing Lubin in there to the wolves because Ramos that man is an animal. That man, he got power. He got hand speed. That man's an animal. So I don't see. I mean, Lubin, he has the boxing ability and he has some power, but I don't see him beating Ramos. I see Ramos probably stopping Lubin.
Yeah. Hey, what round you see him stopping him? That's the question.
I can see it. I can see probably between 7 and 9. I can see him probably stopping Lubin somewhere between 7 and 9. It all depends on how the first 6 rounds go. If the first 6 rounds go good for Lubin can possibly last a little bit longer. It's just a matter of if he's going to get is he going to get touched early. If he gets touched early, I got him getting stopped somewhere between 7 and 9. If he doesn't get touched early, he might get stopped late, like 10 or 11.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this. So, from what you're seeing with Ramos You think Ramos has a chance to be a great champion at 154, or you think he's gonna get his shot at 160? What you think?
I don't know if he's going to be a great champion at 154, and the reason I say that is because I don't think he's going to campaign at 154 for a long time. Ramos, he's kind of a big guy in that weight class. Pause. He looked like he should be fighting at 160. He got long arms. He got decent height to him. So I don't know if he's going to be at 154 for a long time. But if he does campaign at 54 for a while, I could see him being a champion at 54 because if Jermell decides to stay at 68 or move to 60 and drop all those belts at 54, I could see Ramos being a champion. I can see him fight for one of those vacant belts and becoming a champion.
Yeah, that's a good point. I thought the same thing. I thought he was a little bit too big for the division, pause, because he got a lot of length and size on him. I don't know, pause, if he could stay at 154, because that take a lot of discipline. But the funny thing about it is I think the 160-pound division is heating up. What you think, man? With all these young guys,
it's going to because you got a lot of those guys that's at 54. They're eventually going to be moving up because a lot of those guys. I mean, if they don't get a championship opportunity, they're going to move to 60 because all of those belts is pretty much open.
Wide open.
It ain't no real good fighter at 160 right now because Jermell he's planning on moving up to 68. And then you got what? I think you got I mean Triple G.
You know high on Jennebeck. You know high on Jennebeck, right?
Jennebeck at 60. Hoya is at 68.
No, what I'm saying is you're not high on Jennebeck, are you?
Hell no. No, I'm not high on Jennebeck. Hell no. Jennebeck. And speaking of Hanu Naguia, that was another name that they was talking about. If Demetrius doesn't fight Boo Boo, he could fight Maguire. I don't see that as being a big fight. I don't even see that being a challenge for David Benavidez. I think he'll stop Maguire within the first 4 rounds. I don't see that being a problem for him at all because he pretty much he gets hit too much and he comes straight forward. That you cannot have those two combinations and fight David Benavidez. You can't be a fighter that get hit too much and you can't be a fighter that comes straight forward. Not against David Benavidez. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
But it ain't no good fighters at 160 right now unless Jermell go there. Right now, the biggest name at 160 is probably Jennebeck. He probably the biggest name at 160 right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, you know the thing that's so crazy. So I want to ask you this: at some point, are we going to start blaming Rematch Room, aka Matchroom, for what they're doing as far as all these fighters? Alicia Bung, Dillian White. What was the guy from
Conor Benn?
Conor Benn, Povetkin. Everybody that seems to be
Eubanks.
With Chris Eubanks. Hey, the list goes on and on. It seems like everybody associated with Rematch Room, it's the same thing, man. They always testing dirty. Let me ask you this: Is Eddie Hearn the cancer of boxing, man? Is he a cancer, or is it just me that thinks that?
I think it's a combination of a couple of things. I'm not gonna put out the option of what some reports that came out that a couple of fighters had said when their contract came up and Eddie Hearn knew that they wasn't re-signing, all of a sudden they tested dirty. So I'm not gonna weed that out as a possibility. It could be some dirty, underhanded stuff that Eddie Hearn is doing. But it also could be very well that these guys over in the UK they taking some stuff that they shouldn't be taking because over in the UK it might be legal in the UK, but it's not legal in the United States. So because I've heard that before, some of the stuff that these guys was taking, it was legal for them to take, but when they on the VADA program, it's not legal. So
and that's a good point because that's a good point you said that. I'm sorry for interrupting. That's a good point for what you said because Alicia Bumgarner, we all know, was getting ready to leave her contract, and
Yeah.
supposedly was going to be signing with MVP Jake Paul's production, which makes a lot of sense because they got Amanda Serrano. And then as soon as that happens, she's getting ready to go. She pops dirty. You think there's any truth to that?
I think it could be some truth to it because they said she took a test on July 13th, and she took the A sample July 13th, and she took the B sample. I think it was like the day later, but the B sample came back August 12th. So I'm like, okay, why it take so long for that shit to come back? The A sample came back like a couple of days later, but the B sample took almost a month later to come back. So I mean, it could very well be some truth to it. I don't know. I'm not in those people's dressing rooms. I'm not when they taking their tests. I don't know what's going on, but there could very well be some truth to it. And I heard another female fighter. I forgot what her name is. I think it was Jessica McCaskill. I think she said that it might very well happen to me as well because she's planning on leaving too.
Yeah, you know the funny thing about it is you just keep hearing the same thing with Eddie Hearn. And Eddie Hearn, you know, it's the same guy who got in boxing and said, "I got $1 billion war chest. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." And really, he just been a man with empty promises, man. Salute to my brother, my big brother Mark Nash, my man Case the Boy, still the best, man. Hit the like on both channels for us, please. The like button, man. That's just something small for us, man. We appreciate y'all. My man Kareem, aka man, Girl's bodyguard. Hey, I heard they had my man Kareem mopping the blood up in the ring, man. The hell got beat up. Hey, but you know what? I'm gonna ask you this, and this is something I wanted to ask you about, man. And I'm glad I got my brother Mark Nash in the room. I hope he'll come up and talk to us about this. But let me ask you this: is it just me, or is Bud trying to sabotage his career with going at the $1 million worth of game crew? Why would he do something like that? That's the only Bud Crawford. He actually said some disparaging things about Wallow and Gilly the Kid. You know, they run the $1 million worth of game podcast, which by the way is the only podcast that interviews Black American fighters, you know, consistently on that big platform. What the heck is Bud doing talking crazy about people who embrace boxing? Are you trying to sabotage his career or what is it?
I can't say what Bud is doing because what I will say is the one thing that I like from Bud since the Spence fight is he's been doing a lot more interviews because that was one of the things that a lot of people said about Bud. He wasn't fan friendly. He wasn't doing no interviews. He wasn't putting his name out there. So I will give him that. He's been doing a lot of interviews. He's been on everything. But I don't unless they say something bad about you and it's to demean you or hurt your career. I don't understand why you would say something bad about the podcast because Gilly he likes Bud. He was going for Spence, and Wallow he likes Bud and he was going for Bud. So I don't see them saying anything bad about him. So I don't know why he would have did that.
I'll just say this. It went to the as far as where when which we came to talk about mainly was when they had Iron Man Charlo on there. They was talking about this, saying, you know, Wallow was saying, you know, hey, you know, we really want to see you make money. We want to see why is the number one boxer not the most paid, because he number one pound for pound. He number one pound for pound, and he not making no money. At the end of the day, if Errol Spence if his ego wasn't so set on him having that fight, Bud Crawford would have retired without that fight. Hold on one second. I'm gonna read this email. He said, "Hey, start your channel out, D Free."
Boxing matchups _ D Free. I mean, actually, I'm sorry. Boxing matchups with D Free. I'm thinking about my IG, but yeah, boxing matchups with D Free. I Mark Nash, I didn't know about that. He said they released a private message, so it wasn't unprovoked.
Oh, he said it wasn't unprovoked. This is the thing. at the end of the day, man, anytime somebody like them are willing to give you the opportunity to be great and do your thing on that level on their podcast, I don't see why he don't use his brain and say, you know what, ain't nothing they can say that would stop me from wanting that support. And it's just, and at this point, it's crazy. Hey, I'll drop the link in case you want to come up, Mark, because I know you know more about it. I just don't understand. You know, I know some good brothers around that camp, and they good people. I just don't understand, is it Buzz ego or what's the case? Because you just won, man, the biggest fight of your life. You're on top of the world. What's the anger and animosity coming from? I mean, you said you was going to do it and you did it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, like I said, I mean, if it was something like what Mark Nash said, it was a private message that they had and they leaked that out. I don't know if I would have did what Bud did, because I didn't see exactly what Bud did, but according to what you saying, you saying that he badmouthed the podcast. I didn't see exactly what he did, but me personally, being though I know I got those guys' numbers, they got my number. I would have reached out to him and be like, "Hey, what's going on? Why y'all leaked this out? This was supposed to be private." So I don't know.
Yeah, I take that back. He didn't. I didn't mean to say he was bashing. I'm just more or less saying, why would you go at a guy like Wallow or Gilly in any way when they put you on that big stage? My man Mark Nash corrected that and said he didn't bash the podcast. He said Wallow did some sucker-ish by releasing private DMs. At the end of the day, man, that's just like something girls would get mad about. You mad about a message? I mean,
it depends on what was in the message. Depends on what was in the message. So.
D3, I learned this, man. Anything I write, man, I can stand by it. If I can't stand by what I write, man, I'm not a man. Like
no,
that's that type of.
I agree with you.
I agree with you, but
that's
that girl stuff, man.
But it might have been. It might not have been something that he wanted out. He might have told them in confidence he didn't want it out. But like I said, at the same token, I don't know if I would have badmouthed the them. I would have handled it my own way, which is I would have hit him up. Like I said, I know he got their number because he was just on the podcast. Or I know you're not to get in touch with him. I would have hit him up. That's me, but I can't say for everybody else how they handle their situation. But if they did something like that, I can't say he was wrong because they leaked something out that was supposed to be private. I can't say he was wrong for that.
Be free, man. It's a message, bro. It's a message. No, there's nothing that a message can say that you typed. That's what I'm saying. That's that girly man stuff that we dealing with, man. Like, there's nothing that you can say.
Depends on what it was. Like I said, it depends on what it was.
You know better than that, bro.
I can tell you right now. I know I put messages. I sent messages to people that I don't want them to let nobody else know about. I know that. And if they let somebody know about it, it's going to be problems.
So let me ask you this: so if a message that you put out, right, and you said don't send it out, right? So if it get released, you telling me that it couldn't be a conversation had to end the whole thing? It couldn't just be one conversation and it's over? It don't never have to be public. That's what I mean when I say like
one particular message that I sent out. No, it's no conversation. It's one particular message that I sent out, and it's only because it's personal. It's personal. It's no conversation. So if they leak that out, it's a problem on site. And I'm not bullshit. I'm saying this shit on live YouTube. If that shit get leaked out, it's a problem on site. It's no conversation at all. When I see you, I'm stealing the shit out you. It ain't no conversation.
Hey, that's my brother DC right there.
It ain't no conversation.
When I see you, ain't a conversation. Salute to my brother Mark Nash said BBO. No, the girl stuff is leaking a private conversations. Okay, well maybe I misunderstood it. I'm thinking it's just a regular message that he's sending. Cause I tell you this, man. I just didn't see that happening, man. And it blows my mind. This is what blows my mind about the whole thing. Why in the world? I don't know, man. Maybe I put like this, Mark Nash and D3. I'm a little different, man. Anything I type, if you put it, okay, you a punk, man. And if I see you, I might slap you. But that's it. It's not no, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, and
anything
say,
private, I'm gonna tell you.
everybody handles stuff differently. That's what I said. Everybody
I'm
handles
old
stuff
school,
differently.
man. I'll tell you something private over the phone, not so much through text or something like that. I'm just different in that aspect. But I'll ask you this. This is the thing that surprised me. You think Jermell really is gonna go in there and stop Canelo like he's saying? He seemed like he can go in there and stop him. What you think?
I don't think he's gonna go right in there to like go right at Canelo and try to stop him. I think his game plan, he thinks he's gonna eventually stop Canelo. I think that's that's more what it is. It's his game plan. He thinks he's gonna eventually stop Canelo. I don't think he's just gonna go right in there and just try to bum rush Canelo and stop him. I just think his game plan, he thinks he's gonna eventually stop Canelo. And he very well could, because like I said, I saw what Bibble did to him. And Jermell and Bibble have a similar style. It's not quite the same, but it's similar. And I saw what Bibble did to Canelo, so he very well could possibly, if he could put up the same type of style and problems that Bibble put up to Canelo, he very well could probably stop him.
Yeah, I just say this. The thing that's getting me is that I love the fact that Jermell's coming to win, and you can tell that
What's going on, sis? What's going on, Quick?
What's going on, Quick? Hey, and that's the thing that's so funny about it. Jermell really is coming in there to win, man. He's not coming there to lay down. He's not coming there to get you.
No,
and I just think
Jermell always coming to win.
And I just say this, man. I didn't think he was like ready to do that. But I'll say this, man. I think long term, you know, Jermell, if he can win this fight, he might secure himself a Hall of Fame seat, because to be 2-time undisputed, I mean, after probably having one of the toughest roles of undisputed in boxing history, to mess around and then go beat, you know, one of the greatest fighters to ever touch the ring, and Canelo. I mean, I don't know, man. This.
I mean, even if he doesn't beat Canelo, he still very well could be Hall of Fame, because I mean, he's the first undisputed champion at 54. So
I'm just more or less saying, I'm more or less thinking about him.
It would solidify him. It would solidify him if he go up there and beat Canelo and become 2-time. It would definitely solidify him.
Yeah, it's funny because when I look at a guy like a Jermell, he's such a throwback fighter, man, because he went in there, fought Tony Harrison again, went in there, fought Brandon Rosario. It's like, you know what? The thing about a guy like him, you don't even have to look at the rankings to know who he's going to fight. All you got to do is look at the rankings, better yet, to see who he's going to fight. Whoever number 1 and number 2 is, he's going to fight. And I don't know about you, D-Free. That's such a breath of fresh air, especially for this punk boxing we got now, where, you know, Tia Female and Tank exist in the same universe, and they ain't fought 3 times already. Like, come on, man. That could be Salvador Sanchez versus what's the guy's man? What the guy with the porn star mustache? I can't remember his name. You know what I'm talking about? Starts with a P. But what I'm saying is, these fighters, man, they could make classic fights. Just like we know that, you know, that Shakur and Devin can make a classic fight. It's just like these guys got to go out there and want to make it happen. He said one of them is the greatest. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I think Devin and Shakur is gonna fight eventually. I just never thought that it was gonna be right now anyway. I never thought that they was gonna fight as soon as Shakur got to 35. I think they're gonna fight somewhere down the line, because both those guys are still young. Devin is 24, Shakur 26. Shakur only got like 19, 20 fights. I think he got like 19 fights. Devin got more fights because he started fighting at 16, but he's only 24 years old. So I always thought that they was going to fight later on down the line anyway. I never thought that they was going to fight at 35. But when it comes to Jermell, I always thought that Jermell was the brother that had the biggest heart between the two. Not to take nothing away from Jamal. Jamal is a good fighter. Jermell is just, he seemed like you always have those brothers. One of them just seemed a little more rough than the other brother, and that's what I look at. I look at Jermell like that. I look at Jermell as the one that's the one that anytime something happened, Jermell was the one that jumped out there first. Jamal would try to analyze everything, and then he'll jump out there. but Jermell was just jumping out there. So I just looked at Jermell as the one with the biggest heart out of the two anyway.
Hey, you know what? That's one thing I love about my brother D Free, but he always bring out them analogies on stuff. But I'll just say this. When it come down to it, man, and I gotta address my brother Case Boy first. He said, okay, one of them is the greatest, one of the greatest that cheated. At the end of the day, Case Boy, this guy, Canelo Alvarez, is a 5-time 5-division champion. On top of that, this guy is an undisputed champion in one of the toughest divisions that includes David Morrell, David Benavidez, Caleb Plant. All these guys are fighting while he's undisputed with all the belts. So, you know, he beat Austin Trout. He beat Landis Larry Lauder. He beat Hold on
one second. I'm gonna use the bathroom. Hold on one second.
He beat Miguel Cotto. I mean, he lost to Floyd. He lost to Bivol. I mean, it is what it is, man. But when you talk about one of the best fighters we've ever seen, and think about it, he's only 33. I know it's towards the end because he got over 60 fights, but give the man his credit, man. This dude, Canelo, really put the work in, man. He made one mistake, and it's a doggone shame that you let one mistake shape his whole career, bro. At the end of the day, Evander Holyfield popped dirty, man. I mean, it's a bunch of Roy Jones popped dirty. Antonio the Magic Man Tarver popped dirty. Man, people make mistakes, bro. It's a damn shame that you hold that against this guy for making one mistake. And at the end of the day, even the WBC itself took the levels of Cambuterol down because it was a mistake. And it's something that really gets on my nerves. The dude done everything. He didn't fought everybody. He about to fight Jermell freaking Charlo, bro. What are you talking about? He said Mel might go down as one of the greats. He said Jermell has the most knockouts, but Mel had the better name opponents. He said facts, Mel went pro first. Mel is one of them dudes, man, who is special. And I hate to get on such this Canelo tangent because y'all make me defend Canelo because the stuff y'all say is lies. Canelo made a mistake. He made one mistake for the rest of his life. You got to hear about him cheating. Oh, he cheated. He did this. Come on, bro.
Actually, Canelo made 4 mistakes.
What's that?
He cheated that one time, and then he ducked 3 fighters.
Oh, here we go. You know, that's the thing that get me. That's the thing that get me with this, bro.
Stop, y'all keep talking. Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up. Huh? You have to stop, y'all keep talking. Huh? You keep talking.
Hey, I gotta get Uncle Greg on y'all with that, brother, because y'all just keep talking, man. Salute. He said Canelo knew exactly what he was doing. Quick, come on, stop that. She said that one mistake could have killed somebody. Mark Nash, come on, Mark Nash. You know what I gotta do, man. Mark Nash, you my big brother, man. I gotta go ahead, snatch your chain. You talking too crazy. At the end of the day, man. At the end of the day, you can't snatch my chain. I already snatched yours. This is the thing you gotta remember. Canelo Alvarez, man, is about to fight Jermell Charlo. Do y'all realize that? The undisputed 154-pound champion. He's about to fight him head up, like my man Mark said.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what you just said? He said,
what?
Canelo Alvarez is about to fight the 154 champion.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. MC Gusto looked huge in those press conferences, bro. Pause. Hey, you seen it. Be free. You seen it. That brother looks huge in those press conferences.
That man hasn't fought a 168-pound fighter since he fought Caleb Plant.
Hey, you know what? It's your boy BBO, man. It's your boy D Free. This is the Rolling with the Punches podcast, episode 10. You know how my brother D Free do, man. He had to always end the show with some cap about Canelo or something crazy. But I'm gonna tell you this, and I want everybody in the chat to answer this question. Is it true or is it not true that Oscar De La Hoya went in there and beat Sweet Pea to death and won that champion and won that fight? Tell me if I'm wrong. Can y'all let me know? And then my man,
Mark Nash, John Ryder was a 160-pound fighter. He moved up to 68. He's not a original 168-pound fighter. He was a 160-pound fighter. He moved up. He didn't move up when he fought Canelo, but he had moved up a couple of fights prior to that.
Hey, but you see how you did? You see how you move? You see how you move the goalposts? That's what you do, D-Free. You're a smart guy. You're from DC, and you're a politician, bro. You don't call what you see. You say what's ever politically correct, man. You just say whatever you think is correct, bro. And I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you, when it comes to this boxing, man, you got to have real live nuts to do the stuff that you're seeing Oscar De La Hoya do or your boy Canelo Alvarez do. Because Canelo did something a lot of people won't do. Canelo beat Sugar Shane Mosley, and he beat Miguel Cotto, and he beat Lennox Larry Lauder, and he beat Austin Trout. I mean, and he beat Danny Jacobs. I mean, we just keep naming guy after guy, man.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
How many of those guys had a 0 before he fought him?
Here we go.
You said a lot of people wanted to. You said a lot of people wanted to beat him.
We moving the goalposts again, man, and that's why I always gotta say this, man.
Fuck Howard and fuck all of them.
What about Robin? She's hot, right?
Robin?
Yeah.
Who cares about that bitch?
What about Benji?
Fuck Benji. Fuck Fred. Fuck Howard and fuck all of them.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm just saying, you said a lot of people wanted to beat him like they all had O's. I'm just asking how many outside of Floyd who had an O.
Hey, we doing our football show tomorrow, man. What time is our football show, brother?
I'm doing my football at 7:30 tomorrow. 7:30.
Okay, so we doing our football tomorrow, and keep in mind, this is a sneak peek, y'all. The Browns just traded for a kicker. So now, when your boy BBO is talking about this us winning it all, let's see why we got a kicker now.
I know you saw my video too. I know you saw my video that I did with your house.
I see it. It's your boy BBO. It's your boy D-Free. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back Wednesday at 7:15, our usual time. And don't let D-Free off the hook. I like how my man Mark Nash is doing it. Triple G, Billy Joe, Liam Smith, Caleb Smith. I mean,
all them guys was 160. All them guys was 160.
Hey, at the end of the day, man. Hey, he said Trout was undefeated. I forgot about that. Trout was undefeated when he beat him. So y'all just gave me some more wood on the fire, man.
One person.
Hey, you say he ain't never fought nobody, but I gotta get out of here, man. Me and my brother D-Free be back tomorrow. You said at 7:15 tomorrow?
7:30. 7:30.
7:30. We here be 7:30 tomorrow, man. Hey, and don't forget, if you don't know anything, it might even make you feel good. It sound good. It might even make you feel good. But guess what? The Washington Commanders are going to go 0-16 this year. 0-18 this year. I just want y'all to know that. They're going to go 0-18, bro. Your boy BBO told you first. Browns to the Super Bowl. We beating all the bums, man. Lamar Jackson. What's left of Joe Burrow. We coming for the top. And we gone.
All right.